If you have ever broken a lug stud, we're going to show you how easy one is to replace. This video is brought to you by pitstopoverland.com. Now, breaking a lug stud is inconvenient but easily fixed on most vehicles. First, we need to remove the tire. Next, we will remove the drum and inspect the hub. Most vehicles will give you access behind the hub plate in order to remove the old stud and pull a new one through. But on some vehicles, the distance is too short for a stud to fit through, and the bearing may need to be removed to access the studs on the hub, like on some Hondas, as you can see here. You will need a new stud and nut that is specific to the year, make, and model of your vehicle, but if you're using aftermarket extended studs, that length may be different. We also recommend getting an additional lug nut as well. In order to remove the old stud, you will need to pound out the old one. This can be done with an ordinary hammer, but keep in mind you do not want to accidentally hit any other studs, as that can deform and damage the threads. If you have access to an air hammer, this may be a safer and faster solution. Once the old stud is out, you'll notice the fine threads in the hub plate. Those will lock together with the new stud to ensure that the stud doesn't spin when torquing lug nuts. Some tool manufacturers make wheel stud installers for stud installation, but they do not fit all applications like this Toyota. As you can see, the collar is too wide for this installation. Alternatively, a stack of 6 or more washers with a center hole wide enough to fit the taper of the lug nut also works. Your washer stack will depend on the length of the stud. Once you have the nut and stud in place, you will need to tighten the new stud until it is flush with the backing of the hub plate. This can be done by locking the hub with a pry bar and tightening with a ratchet, but it's better and faster if you use an impact tool. Once the new stud is seated flush to the rear of the hub plate, you're all done. As you can see before and after here. Now, just remove the lug nut and washers. As you can see, the base of the new stud is flush and the collar is matching the other studs. In some cases, the nut used for installing the new stud can become damaged by the torque applied when installing the stud, which is why a second nut is recommended. Now we just reinstall our brake drum, reinstall our wheel, and torque to the proper specifications. And remember to check out pitstopoverland.com if you're in the market for a new set of off-road or overland tires.